Hello and welcome to Soccer iQTV, the Shutout Pizza Files. I'm Dan Blank, college soccer coach and author of the Soccer IQ series of books. What we do here is we take a goal and look at it from the defending team's point of view and see what the defending team maybe could have done differently to prevent that goal from happening. Today we're going to look at a goal from a Division I women's college soccer game. And we're going to look at two moments where the defending team probably could have done something a little bit differently that would have prevented this goal from happening. Okay, so the red team is attacking the goal to the left. We're going to see sort of a bombing run forward on the dribble, a little pass out wide, tremendous cross, poor clearance, and then a nifty little side foot volley to the finish. Okay, so we're going to start just before the ball out wide here. And as we see this pass played wide, you see how this takes the ball carrier out toward the sideline. Okay, so keep that in mind. And now the next time we look at it, what I want you to do is look at the angle of approach and kind of the speed of approach of the defender in this clip, which would be the right back. So as a cue, if you're this defender, as soon as you see that this ball is going to get to the wide side of this attacker, that's a cue for you to really kick it into high gear and get out there and put pressure on the ball. All right, she's allowing herself to be put into a difficult situation by letting the ball roll beyond her, and we don't want to let her off the hook. And you'll notice this defender, she never really closes the gap between her and the player on the ball. She just sort of mirrors her down the sideline here. See how the gap is growing bigger. Now this player has a chance to collect the ball and balance herself. And so we let her off the hook by not stepping up the pressure. We didn't recognize the cue that it was time to really, like I said, kick it into high gear and get out and press her while she's near the sideline and while the ball is sort of between the sideline and her body. Okay, so now here comes the cross. Obviously not the clearance we're looking for, and then an opportunistic finish. Good effort by the goalkeeper there. I think the defender sort of gets caught in two minds here. Am I going to head it away? I'm going to try to volley it away. And ultimately she just ends up chesting it down towards the middle of the field right to an opposing attacker, which is sort of the worst possible outcome. One of the things I tell my defenders in situations like this is don't necessarily worry about which side you're going to head the ball. Just make sure you head it to a side. Like, attack the ball with your head. And if your momentum is taking you back towards the ball carrier, go ahead and head the ball in that direction. On the other hand, if your momentum has you kind of drifting backwards, then you just try to flick it on to the far side of the field. And I think one of the problems this defender ran into is she's pretty far across her goal. And I'm wondering if she doesn't want to try to head the ball back across, back toward the crosser. And ultimately, by the time she makes up her mind, it's too late and the ball is already arriving at her chest, and she ends up just laying it down for this kid. Pops it in the goal. So I feel a little bit bad for the defender who chested the ball down for the attacking player. And the reason I think she got caught into two minds is this is a college level soccer player. She knows better. All right. As soon as it happened, I'm positive she knew that she had made a mistake. I think the reason she makes that mistake is she might be a little bit timid about heading the ball back across the face of the goal and the distance that the ball is going to have to cover to get out of danger. So it's important that you do these sort of crossing and clearing exercises with your defenders, and they can be a lot of fun, provided you get some kids who can actually put in good services. But defenders need to get comfortable with heading the ball in both directions on clearances, and even if that means heading the ball back across the face of the goal, if that's where your momentum is taking you. Now, when I'm talking about heading it back across the face of the goal, it goes without saying that there needs to be enough height on that header that it gets over the traffic that's in front of the goal. But my point is, if your momentum is taking you back to the crosser, then head the ball back to the crosser. Just get it the heck out of the middle of the goal area. And I think that just came from a momentary lapse, maybe a lack of confidence in which direction she needed the ball to go. And ultimately, by the time she had thought she made a decision or whatever, it was too late. The ball's already arriving on her chest, and now she's just in a bad spot. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this edition of Soccer IQ TV, the Shutout Pizza Files, and I will see you next time.